in my lucid dreams lately, I've been trying to figure out a different way to fly, or different ways to fly, and it's really hard, but it's getting better very, very slowly. Been working on that for a couple of months, and I really wish that I could record my brain activity when I do it, because my body, like in real waking life, my heat goes up, my temperature goes up so much. I get so overheated. Sometimes I'll kind of wake up with a headache too, which kind of sucks. Like if I'm dreaming really hardcore, or like really squeezing my brain trying to do certain things or do harder things in the lucid dreams. But regular lucid dreaming, I might get a little bit warm, but usually nothing significant. But when I'm trying to do new things or harder things, or like to bend the spoon, it makes my temperature go way up. I get really sweaty. Also, I'll wake up so hungry. So that was an interesting night. I got to fly the alternative way more than I ever did. Oh, and last night, or rather this morning, I flew a completely different way. I've been wanting to be able to just go just from standing still to zooming around to flying. So no like running and jumping, no having to like flap my arms, or like trying to climb the air like a little escalator and then trying to get airborne like that. Really just standing there and then taking off. And I haven't been able to do that until this morning. So I was standing there in the dream. I was running around in this dream barefoot, and there was this little walk path that was covered in blackberry bushes, and there was a bunch of like dead blackberry bush particles, and therefore lots of spikes, the thorns, and they were getting in my foot, and I had to pull them out, and there was just too many. And I was very fully lucid, and I tried my best to make them disappear, and I was about 80% successful, but 20% blackberry thorns still really sucks, especially when you can feel everything, even though it's a dream. And I was like, damn it. And I could feel myself getting exhausted with I was overexerting myself trying to squeeze my brain and make these blackberry thorns disappear from the scene. So I thought, okay, well, then the next choice is to fly. I guess I could have manifested some shoes. I will try that next time. But anyway, flying. So again, I wanted to fly an alternative way instead of climbing the air or running and jumping or whatever. I just wanted to be able to just think about it and then go from standing to levitating to zooming around. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, like I'm trying to squeeze out a fart or something, brain fart. And in the far off distance, I noticed that the trees start like there's a big gust of wind coming at me, and I wasn't scared or anything. I was maybe slightly concerned, but I was just so hyper focused on it, and I'm like, I don't care if the juggernaut is coming, or I'm either gonna wake up and get slammed back into my body, or I'm gonna squeeze out this ability to fly, monsters or not. So it gets stronger and stronger, and then all of a sudden there's this path that like rips through the distance and comes at me, and it's I get like this gust of air, and all of a sudden I'm up in the air and I am zooming forward, and I'm like, whoa! It was very hard to control, and it was so fast. It was a bit too fast. It was almost fun, but it was so fast, and I had a really hard time steering it and controlling it. But I did it. I was so proud of myself. It was really cool. One of the only problems with that, I mean, besides the speed, I got a little bit better at controlling the speed, but I couldn't figure out how to fly down. I could only fly up. So in this dream, I ended up in this structure. It's not the important part, but I was only able to go up, and I had to create more stories in this dream, in this building, like levels. Since I couldn't fly down, I could only fly up. I had to create another story so I could fly up and up and up. I encountered some inorganic beings in my dream that I didn't like, so I'm like, well, I gotta go down, and I don't know, maybe I should have just kept going up, but I was like, screw you guys, screw you, I'm going home. I was kind of frustrated that I couldn't fly down, so I thought I'd try it anyway. Part of the reason why I couldn't fly down was that when I did, it would create that extreme roller coaster drop feeling, and that can be fun sometimes, but that is usually what knocks people out of their lucidity because it's very jarring. It feels like you're free falling, and this was a very intense, like the most intense free fall feeling. It wasn't just like a little bit of a tummy tickle. It was like there was so much wind too. It made it very hard to breathe. So unfortunately, when I started dropping, I couldn't control the speed of the drop down of the descent, and it woke me up. So that's where that ended. I had one interesting experience with someone in that dream. I was arguing with her because I came into this lady's shop, and I was kind of mad. I was a little bit destructo mode, and I knocked something over, and I was like, meh, 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 meh. And she was like, and I was like, and then she was like, and then I was like, and then I said, what are you doing? This is my dream. I created this. I created this world. And she's like, that's only partially true. And I said, what do you mean? And I can't remember everything she said. The gist of it was something about, she's like, if you take a magnet over a bunch of metal particles, it'll track those little particles and, make those little stalagmites, or you know what I'm saying. And it kind of looks, it forms like a little city. Your dream worlds are kind of like that. And I went, huh? And she goes, yeah. Also, some of us have free will in varying degrees, but you've only pulled together potentials of worlds that pretty much already exist, and that's the best I can do to tell you what's going on. You're not gonna understand. But yeah, she reminded me of another lady that I asked what was going on in a dream, and she said, I'm sorry, I can't tell you. Humans can't understand this. Kitty, quit it. Quit it. Quit it. Sorry, my cat's being a jerk. She said, I can't tell you the information because it would be like teaching a toddler how to make a bomb. And even though a toddler might be able to make the bomb, they don't have the mental capacity to be trusted with something like that. It's pretty strange. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going somewhere else in my dreams. When I'm in the dream, I look around and I see a tree, I see a road, I see a person. I go, that's my brain, that's my brain, that's my brain, that monster's my brain. So, I don't know. It was very interesting. It's very fun and fascinating. Yeah, so there's my dream journaling for the day, I guess.